Welcome to Chat AI Dungeons and Dragons, aka I Have No Friends. We are going to use GPT-4. Now each session basically has 25 messages in 3 hours with GPT-4. Now, I have done a little experimenting, and GPT does understand Dungeons and Dragons. It does understand how to build characters. So this is session number 1 of the I Have No Friends gaming session. We are here with Twitch chat. Let's do it. All right. Chat GPT. You are 4 different characters playing Dungeons and Dragons with me. I am the Dungeon Master. I want you to create 4 unique characters with complete description of their stats, traits, a DALL-E description, so I can create a custom avatar from DALL-E, which let me know which edition of Dungeons and Dragons you have the most information of, and I will create a campaign and rule set with you. Thelgar Iron Fist. Class Fighter. Race Dwarf. Stats: Strength 16, Dex 12, Constitution 16, Intel 10, Wisdom 12, Charisma 8. Fighter style: great weapon fighting, soldier, lawful good. Woo! Here we go. And we have the Dolly description. Name one Iron Man 94. No. Because ChatGPT doesn't know who Iron Man 94 is. Also, what's up, Kia? How are you? Okay. Generate. I mean, it's kind of like a mini, right? This is kind of cool. All right, this is Thelgar. We have Thelgar. Rename this Thelgar. Or Thelgar. Thelgar. Okay. Alara, Silvermoon, race high elf. Okay. Back to Dolly. Let's see what Dolly comes up with. Okay, so we got Thelgar. I'll get Thelgar up on the screen. Ooh. I'd smash. I needed to listen. Okay, listen. We needed to get this out of the way from the beginning. All right, because I know y'all are asking. Okay, I would 100% smash Alara. Okay? So get your heads out of the gutter, okay? And let's move forward, because I would smash Alara. Okay. Now, next up is Liana. Let's see what we get for Liana. I wasn't thinking that, but good to know. Listen, we were all You were all thinking it, okay? You were all... L, you were thinking it. Is a spry halfling. I don't like how it's cut off. What's up with the hair? What? There's no... What's wrong with their head, bro? What's wrong? What? The doll-e description for Liana didn't come out great. Can you create a prompt that may come up with a better avatar? Alright, we'll try Thorin. That's not very original, by the way. Thorin's not very original in my opinion. How are you, Elle? Thank you for stopping by and hanging out. Welcome to the I Have No Friends Dungeons and Dragons podcast, where we explore the dark depths of Dungeons and Dragons AI. This is our Thorin. And let's see if it came up with a better description. Alright. Why is I fucked up? Oh, listen. Okay. What? Yeah, It's so fucking weird. Let's do it. I'm down. I am down. Okay. All right. All right, chat. Buckle up. Because where we're going, there's only one road. We will name this, who was the first person? Thelgar. Thelgar. Next up, into the arena, you have Elara. And remember, listen, we don't need to bring it up. All right, I know you guys thinking it. Okay, we don't need to keep bringing it up. I would smash Elara. I would. Okay. Okay, I know you guys. You guys keep bringing it up. All right, we don't need to. We don't need to talk about it. Okay, we all know. All right. And last, we have Thorin Brightshield. My fleshlight comes in tomorrow. I'm super excited. Which one did you get? Did you get a good one? Okay, chat. We have our champions. Is there a particular campaign? Autumn Falls? Tell me how it is. I haven't used Autumn Falls. Is there a particular campaign that you are familiar with that we could start a long campaign together? Okay. Can you give me all the details you have on Lost Mine of Phandelver? right, chat? Here is the plot for our campaign. The Lost Mine of Phandelver. The adventurers are hired by a dwarf named Gundren Rockseeker to escort a wagon of supplies from Neverwinter to the frontier town of Phandelver. Gundren has discovered the location of the Wave Echo Cave and the Forge of Spells. Okay. I believe that all great stories begin in a tavern. What brings our 4 champions together to meet happenstance in this tavern? The great tavern of... What is this? Did Link beat you up so bad? Actually, we've been winning. This is Dungeons and Dragons with AI. I'm calling it the I Have No Friends podcast. A Dungeons and Dragons chat GPT story. Okay. Before I was so rudely interrupted. Chat, what tavern are we in? What tavern does this kick off? What tavern do our champions, Thelgar Ironfist, Alara Silvermoon, and yes, we have established many times I would totally smash the real life Alara Silvermoon. Okay, we've already been over it. Chat, okay. Liana Swiftshadow and Thorin Brightshield. What is our tavern name? These nuts? Come on, give me something better. Come on, just give me a little bit more creative. Give me a little bit more creativity than that. Okay? You can swing for the fences on this one. Both. You guys could swing for the fences. The farthest outer reaching fences. Black Rock Tavern. I mean, I could. Is that what we want? It doesn't... We can be as creative as we want. There's no rules here, chat. There's no rules. In a world with no rules, you could be as creative, as wild, as imaginative as you want. And all I get is these nuts, both of these nuts, Black Rock Tavern. Jesus Christ, we're fucked. Humanity is fucked. We are fucked. We are fucked. Your chat is fucked. I mean, my chat is a direct reflection of humanity. I would like that to be on the record and known. The Great Tavern of the Eris. Where all of time and careers have met at this point, where people share bracelets of their memories and drink strong ale. What else? What other? Oh, and mead. And mead. Wait. Is there a how old is rum? How old is rum? 1650. Great. I don't know, I'm just gonna say rum. Ale, mead, and rum. Tavern McTavern face. Thank you. At least someone did that. Thelgar Iron Fist. a formidable dwarf fighter, finds himself at the great tavern of the eras, seeking respite after a long journey from his mountain home. His journey was sparked by an ancient prophecy that whispered of great evil stirring and a team of champions required to quell it. Thelgar seeks strong ale and stronger companions. Yes! 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 Liana Swiftshadow, the halfling rogue, has been a frequent patron of this particular tavern due to its eclectic clientele, like my chat. The bracelets, tails, and trinkets that travelers leave behind often fetch a good price in the right markets. This night, however, an old trinket she nabbed from a distracted wizard. I believe she stole it. His resonating peculiar, noticing the high elf examining her own bracelet, Liana decides it might be worth getting some answers rather than fencing the item. Lastly, oh wait, I missed Alara. How did I miss Alara? Alara Silvermoon, the learned high elf, arrives at the tavern after hearing whispers of unusual magical activity centered around this location. Her interest piqued by rumor, the magical bracelets that the patrons share. She wants to investigate the phenomenon. After years of study, she also seeks the thrill of real-world adventure and believes she might find a team to embark on such a journey here. The AI are going to throw a kobold in there soon. Probably. It's going to be great. Lastly, Thorin Brightshield. The human paladin is led to the tavern by divine vision. His god has shown him the gathering of champions in this crossroads time and space, a group he is destined to join their noble cause. With his family crest polished to shine, he entered the tavern guided by faith and promise of destiny. Each of the four found themselves drawn to the same long table, tucked into a shadowy corner of a bustling tavern. A shared glance, a nod, a clink of tankards, a motley crew that might be in this moment. The first threads of camaraderie are woven. The dwarves' prophecy, the elves' magic, the rogues' trinkets, the paladin's vision have brought them together for the purpose they have yet to fully understand. Their stories, their fate, now intertwine over strong ale, mead, and rum. And so, their great adventure begins. Oh man. I owe Birdie a lot. This is a great fucking idea. This is just fucking absolute camaraderie. This is next level storytelling. The motley crew have gathered forth, have met, destinies intertwine in the great tavern of the eras. A disheveled dwarf enters the tavern. with a look of terror, horror, pain, and confusion. Shout to the whole tavern, I need help! Gundren Rockseeker has been kidnapped! I need some heroes, some champions who will rise to the occasion and save Gundren! As the disheveled dwarf's desperate cry for help rings through the air, the tavern goes quiet, the clinking of tankards and boisterous laughter replaced by a stunned silence. Patrons exchange nervous glances, unsure of what the situation. From the corner of the room, however, 4 figures rise from their seats. Selgar Ironfist is the first to respond, his chair scraping back against the wooden floor. Heart pounds with a sense of urgency and purpose. Easy there, friend, he says, rough voice cutting through the silence. Tell us what happened. I'm no stranger to helping kin in need. Elara, Silvermoon, rises from her seat, her robe shimmering with an ethereal light. There is a darkness to this tale, she murmurs, her emerald eyes flashing. We must uncover the truth. I stand with you. Liana, Swift Shadow, who'd been perched on the edge of her seat, ready to slip away at the first sign of trouble, surprisingly stands her ground. Her blue eyes flicker with a steely resolve. There's always a good tale in their daring rescue. She comments, crackling a half smile. I'm in. Sorin! Bright Shield straightens up, his armor glinting in the dim light. He lays reassuring hand on the distressed dwarf's shoulder. Fear not, for the light guides us, even in the darkest times. We shall not abandon your friend Gundren. As the 4 companions pledge their aid, the patrons of the tavern erupt into a chorus of cheers and applause. The evening of normalcy may have been disrupted, but this is the great tavern of the eras, a place of heroism, adventure, unforgettable stories. Tonight, a new story begins, and they are the privileged audience. The journey to save Gundren Rockseeker starts now. Yo, I'm fucking hyped. I don't know if you guys are fucking as hyped as I am, but holy shit, I am hyped. Let me figure out really quick where Gundren gets fucking kidnapped. The location of the dwarf is currently unknown. He was nabbed by shadowy figures in a massive horde out in the wilderness. The last known persons to have seen Gundren is Sildar Hallwinter. A murmur runs through the tavern at the mention of Sildar Hallwinter, a well-known warrior in these parts. His name is synonymous with tales of bravery and perilous quests. The tavern's patrons exchange glances, a sense of concern washing over them. However, for our four adventurers, the revelation only hardens their resolve. Thelgar Ironfist, no stranger to the wilds and the perils it can hold, clasps his gauntleted hands together. "And we must seek out this Sildar," he declares. "He might have clues that can lead us to Gundren." Alara Silvermoon nods, her eyes focused and determined. "I can assist in locating Sildar. With the right spells, finding someone becomes much easier." Liana Swiftshadow chuckles, and if magic fails, she adds with a sly grin, "There's always good old-fashioned sleuthing. I bet I can pick up his trail easily." Thorin Brightshield, the embodiment of righteousness, stepped forward. "Then it is settled. We will find Sildar Hallwinter, unravel the mystery behind Gundren's abduction, bring him back safely." The resolve fortified the newly formed party thanks the distraught dwarf for the information and sets out, leaving the warmth and clamor of the tavern behind. The night is young. Their quest to save Gundren Rockseeker has begun. They will face shadowy figures and a massive horde in the wilderness, but they will not falter, for they are now a team, bound by a shared purpose, camaraderie. What is the party's first actions with this information in hand? With the information at hand, the party makes several decisions to set their rescue plan in motion. Thelgar Ironfist, having witnessed similar situations in the past adventures, suggests they first stop by any local outpost or barracks to inquire about unusual activities. What's up, Sec? Or sightings of large hordes in the nearby wilderness. The party could gather valuable information or perhaps even earn the support of local gods. Alara announces her intent to cast a locate creature spell in hopes of detecting Sildar Winter. She would require a quiet place to concentrate and perform the spell. She proposes to do some research at the local library Wizards Guild, if there is one in the area, seeking any historical occurrences of shadow figures that could be related to their current predicament. Liana Swiftshadow, ever the rogue, volunteers to take a less official route. She decides to visit the seedier parts of town to gather information. Sometimes the best intel comes from the less law-abiding citizens. She'll keep an eye out for any of Sildar's passage or any news relating to shadow figures and hordes of wilderness. Thorin Brightshield, on the other hand, decides to visit the local temples or shrines. He aims to seek divine guidance for their quest and to check any religious communities have information on Gundren, Sildar, or shadowy figures mentioned. Before leaving the tavern, they ensure to collect any of Gundren's personal belongings left. A piece of clothing, a personal item, anything that could potentially aid in the spell Alara is planning to cast for Liana's tracking. Armed with their respective plans, the group splits up, agreeing to reconvene in the tavern, agreed time, at whatever information they uncover. The streets of the town echo with their steps, silence in the night only broken in the distant hooting of an owl. Their adventure has officially begun. Alright, chat. Do we give them an item? Do we give them a belonging? And if we give them a belonging, what belonging should we give? What belonging should we give them for Alara's spell? All right, no one's got anything? Well, the last object that was discussed was a flashlight. It's rather unconventional, but left at the camp before Gundren was kidnapped. There was left behind. I can't even type this, guys. Behind an old mythical item. Gundren's fleshlight. Oh wait, he gave actually a very specific. Who was it? Who was it? Autumn Falls. Gundren's Autumn Falls fleshlight. Crafted from ancient tree bark veined with gold, the cylindrical artifact named Autumn Falls has an intricate leaf pattern carved onto its surface that seems to shift and change, though caught in an autumn breeze. Despite its delicate appearance, the artifact is incredibly robust, imbued with the sturdiness of the tree it's carved from. To the uninitiated, it may appear as nothing more than a piece of ornate handiwork, but those versed in magic understand it's much more. Thelgor Ironfist raises an eyebrow at the sight of the artifact. An unusual trinket, to be sure, he comments, running a calloused hand over the smooth surface. The craftsmanship alone is noteworthy. Alara Silvermoon reaches out with a trembling hand, her eyes wide with recognition. This is an Autumn Falls artifact. She breathes, her gaze locked into the item. The enchantments on these are extremely rare. This might aid in finding Gundren. The honest Swift-Shadow smirks. Well, this isn't a turn of luck. This should make finding our missing dwarf a little easier. Thorin Brightshield nods in agreement, his eyes reflecting his determination. Indeed, this is our quest. Gains a ray of hope. The light guides us. With the artifact now in possession, Alara prepares to cast her spell. Thelgar and Thorin stand guard, while Leanna keeps her eye peeled for any unexpected trouble. The artifact's presence could be a beacon they need to bring Gundren's home safely. Alright. Roll for Alara's success, and pending the roll, inform the group of their actions. Let's roll a d20 to determine the success of Alara's spell. Roll d20. The result is 18. With a result of 18, Alara successfully casts her spell, the energy of the Autumn Falls artifact pulsating in her hand as she channels her magic through it. As the incantation concludes, the artifact gives off a soft golden glow. She opens her eyes, looking at the artifact. I've done it, announces. The artifact resonates with the energy of Gundren. It's faint, but there's definitely a connection. Thelgor Ironfist nods, a spark of hope in his eyes. Well done, lass. Now we have a tangible lead. Let's not waste any more time. We should start our journey to Gundren. Liana Swift-Shadow looks at the glowing artifact. It looks like we've got a light in the darkness after all. Let's go get our dwarf. Thorin Brightshield places a hand on Alara's shoulder, offering a nod of gratitude. The light indeed guides us. Our journey will not be an easy one, but we are one step closer to finding Gundren. Let's prepare for our journey. With a path illuminated by the Autumn Falls artifact, the party feels renewed sense of hope. They gather the gear, bolster their supplies, steel themselves for an adventure that awaits them. The rescue of Gundren Rockseer is within their reach, and they won't stop until he is brought home. Roll for each other character and the journey they went on in town. Did anyone else receive any goods, services, or information to aid them on this quest? Alright, we are rolling a d20 for Thelgor Iron Fist's quest, which was to go to local outposts and barracks. Thelgar's visits rolled a 14. With a roll of 14, Thelgar's visits to the local outpost proved somewhat fruitful. He finds that a group of guards had recently seen a group of unidentified figures moving towards the wilderness. They couldn't provide much detail, but their account confirms there's a presence of a potentially hostile group in the area. Liana Swiftshadow rolls ult is a 16. With a roll of 16, Liana's efforts in the city underbelly are rewarded. She comes across an informant who had whispered of a large group in the shadows. While they cannot confirm identity or motives, the group they confirm seem to be transporting something or someone. Thorin Brightshield, with a roll of 12, receives some minor aid from local temples. While they don't have any information on Gundren or Citadel, they offer prayers for a safe return to the Gundren and bless the group, providing them with some holy water and a couple of basic healing potions. With these new pieces of information, items, and clues to Gundren's whereabouts, the group feels better prepared to venture into the wilderness. They meet back at the tavern, sharing. Alright. What is the group's next move? With this information and progress made in town, where do they go? Thelgar Ironfist, as the warrior of the group, charges towards the thick of the battle, his weapon gleaming. He shouts a dwarven battle cry, aiming to draw the attention of some of the creatures away from the overwhelmed town's guards. Prepares her spells. Targeting the largest cluster of creatures, she aims to crowd control spell, such as sleep or hold monster, to immobilize as many creatures as she can, minimizing the threat they pose to the townsfolk. Liana Swiftshadow uses her agility to climb a vantage point nearby rooftop, from where she begins picking off the creatures with her bow, aiming for the ones harassing the townsfolk, or the ones that Thelgar or Elara have missed. Being the paladin, Thorin Brightshield, being the paladin of the group, provides both defense and offense. He moves to protect vulnerable townfolk, putting themselves between them and creatures. He uses his holy powers to heal any injured townsfolk. Roll for each of their actions. Rolling Thelgar Ironfist. Thelgar's battle cry charge into the crowd is extremely effective. With a roll of 17, he manages to attract the attention of the large group of creatures, deflecting their aggression away from the townsfolk towards him. Rolling for Alara's Civil Moon. The result is 13. With a 13, Alara successfully casts his spells, managing to immobilize a moderate group of creatures and making them easy targets for their companions. Rolling for Liana Swiftshadow. The result is 19. Liana's sharpshooting skills truly shine. Her arrows find their marks, accurately picking off the creatures one by one, reducing their numbers significantly. Thorin Brightshield. Why are these rolls so high? I'm about to have to fucking intervene, because I feel like they're stacking the cards. Alright? We've had nothing, where's the zeros? Where's the fives? Where are the failures? Fuck you, chat. Yeah. With a roll of 15, Thorin successfully positioned himself between the townsfolk and the creatures, protecting the vulnerable while striking down several creatures with his divine power. His healing efforts also helped keep the town's gods in fighting shape, bolstering their defenses. With the combined efforts, the tide of the battle starts to turn. They've managed to reduce the number of the threats. The creatures begin a full retreat into the woods. The group now has no clue what town, what creatures, or what just happened. Given the campaign, locations, NPCs, and villains we must face, create the conversation, scenario, and setup after this fight in town has occurred. In the aftermath of the fight, the town quiets down. The air is filled with the echoes of recent conflict. The clang of steel and the cries of both creature and townfolk have left a lingering resonance. Yet as the dust settles, the last of the retreating creatures disappear into the woods, and an eerie calm takes over. The group gathers in the town center, standing amongst the weary but grateful townsfolk. They look at each other, each silently the same thing. What the fuck just happened? Thelgar Ironfist breaks the silence. Well, that's a fine welcome to a new town, he grumbles, his usual humor peeking through, despite the situation. Anyone recognizes those creatures? Or even know where we are? Alara Silvermoon pulls out a map, her satchel, her brow furrowed in concentration. I believe we're in the town of Thundertree, she says, tracing a route on the parchment. It lies on the edge of the Neverwinter Wood, not far from the Lost Mine of Phandelver. But those creatures, they're not common here. Liana Swiftshadow kneels down to examine a remnant left by one of the retreating creatures. Not common indeed. I've never seen these creatures like these in all of my travels. She holds up a dark, thorny fragment, possibly part of one of the creatures. This doesn't bode well. Thorin Brightshield addresses the townsfolk, his voice reassuring. Regardless of what just happened, we are here now, and we stand with you. Can anyone provide us information about these creatures? Or about someone named Gundren Rockseeker? As they converse and search for information, they also begin helping townsfolk clean up and heal. The group realizes that while their primary quest is to find Gundren, they are now involved in a mystery that ties to this town. Strange creatures they just battled. They can only hope that unraveling one mystery will lead them answers for the other. Right? Oh, fuck. I didn't mean to send that. What is the group's next steps in town, dealing with the creatures, or their quest to find Gundren? What would they like to do? After a brief discussion, the group reaches a consensus of the next steps. Alara Silvermoon proposes they first assist the townfolk in the immediate aftermath of the attack, healing the injured, helping to repair the damage, providing a sense of security. It could not only earn them goodwill, but also open up avenues for gathering valuable information. Thelgar agrees with Alara, but adds that they should also probe more about the creatures that attack town. If they pose a recurring threat, understanding their nature and motives could provide a crucial defending of the town and possibly finding a connection to Gundren's disappearance. Liana suggests taking a swift, stealthy approach to follow the creature's trails into the woods. If they retreated, they could lead to their lair or other useful clues. Moreover, if the creature has been frequenting the area and recently may be connected to the kidnapping. Thorin wants to find someone knowledgeable in town, maybe an elder or a wise woman, who could provide insights into the creatures and local lore. Her knowledge might be instrumental in piecing together the puzzle. In summary, their plan is multi-pronged. Help the town recover, investigate the creatures that attacked, continue the search for Gundren. They understand the primary quest might be intertwined with the local issues. Alright, roll and have each champion begin their task they laid out. Alara manages to effectively assist townsfolk in their healing and repair efforts. Her magic prowess proves particularly useful in healing the injured, and with her kind nature earns the trust of townsfolk, making them more forthcoming with the information. Thelgar Ironfist. With a roll of 12, Thelgar managed to gather some information about the creatures. Some of the townfolk recall their attacks somewhere in the past. Thelgar begins piecing together a pattern. However, he struggles to identify the creatures themselves. With a roll of 18, Liana expertly follows the tracks of the creatures into the woods. She maintains a safe distance, ensuring she doesn't alert them of their presence while uncovering their path and a possible hideout. Thorin Brightshield. With a roll of 16, Thorin finds a knowledgeable elder in town who shares lore about the local area and its creatures. The insight helps somewhat identify the creatures and the potential threats they pose. With these results, the group is successful in making progress in their tasks. They are one step closer to understanding the situation of the town and potentially discovering more clues that could lead them to Gundren. What are the group's next steps now that they may know a little more about the creatures and a potential hideout? With his newfound knowledge, the group reconvenes at town center to discuss their next move. They've managed to heal the townsfolk, learn about the creatures, discover a potential hideout, and understand the local lore. All these clues provide them a clearer direction. Alara Silvermoon suggests that they should explore the hideout that Liana discovered. Could potentially hold more information about the creatures and possibly a connection to Gundren's disappearance. However, she recommends caution, as the creatures could be guarding their lair fiercely. Thelgar Iron Fist agrees with Alara and is eager to face these creatures directly in their lair. He proposes a straightforward approach, but with the benefit of strategy. An organized assault on the hideout, prepared for an inevitable confrontation with the creatures. Liana Swift Shadow suggests a stealthy approach given the potential risks. She proposed that they scout the area, take note of any guards, traps, or other dangers. This way, we'll have a better understanding of what they're facing before charging in. Thorin Brightshield offers to provide support to both Alara and Thelgar's plans. He's just strengthening the group with his healing abilities and protective spells. He also shares the lores he obtained, which might give them an edge against the creatures. So the group's next move is to cautiously approach the creatures' hideout, ready for potential combat, while gleaning as information as they can. They are hopeful that this might bring them closer to finding Gundren. Alright. Given the campaign, our group now within relative close distance to the hideout, they have uncovered what happens to our adventurers. That's spelled wrong. As the group approaches the creature's hideout, the dense wilderness of Neverwinter Wood gives way to the rugged landscape and the network of caves. The mouth of the largest cave is the hideout entrance, flanked by 2 guards, the same type of creatures they battled earlier in Thunder Tree. Liana Swiftshadow manages to scout the area. With a raising suspicion, she notes the number of positions of the guards, sees occasional patrols wandering in the vicinity of the cave entrance. After her recon, she returns to the group and shares crucial information. Thorin Brightshield takes this opportunity to fortify the group. He performs a bless spell on his companions, boosting their ability to resist potential damage and enhance their effectiveness in the potential combat situation. His preparation includes prayers to ensure Alara, Thelgar take the front, ready to engage. Alara casts an invisibility spell. Roll for their actions. Liana successfully scouts the area, noticing the number of guards, potential trap placement, without being detected. Thorin Brightshield, with a roll of 16, Thorin successfully casts a blessed spell on the companions to prepare for their upcoming combat situation effectively. His divine favor noticeably boosts the group's morale and readiness. Alara, result is 18. With a roll of 18, Alara successfully casts invisibility on Thelgar and readies her offensive spells, enhancing their tactical advantage significantly. Thelgar rolled 19. Thelgar skillfully sneaks past the guards under the effect of Alara's invisible spell. His position near the cave entrance set them up for imminent confrontation. With these results, the group successfully sets their plan in motion. Thelgar stands on the precipice of the cave entrance. The rest of the group readies themselves for the impending battle. The battle has begun. With the action of our heroes. What do they do? As the group springs into action, each member plays to their strengths. Thelgar Iron Fist having stealthily approached the cover of Alara's invisibility spell. Hold on one second. Sorcerer of Death Construction. Having Thelgar Iron Fist, having stealthily approached under the cover of Alara's invisibility spell, takes advantage of his proximity to the guards with a swift, well-placed attack. He aims to take out one of the guards before they can raise an alarm. Alara, Silver Moon, targets a second guard with a powerful magic missile spell, hoping to neutralize him before he can react to Thelgar's sudden attack. Liana Swift Shadows, leveraging her scouting information, flanks around the hideout's entrance, prepared to intercept any additional guards of patrols or others rushing out from their cave. Thorin Brightshield readies himself to provide immediate support. He focuses on casting protective and healing spells as needed, watching the battle unfold, ready to aid his companions at a moment's notice. Their aim is swiftly and effectively neutralize the immediate threats outside the cave, gaining access into the interior. They know every action they may take bring them one step closer to finding weapons. Roll and
Day of judgment, God is calling. Underneath the warp is crawling.
Does anyone watch Dungeons and Dragons? I don't think anybody watches actually Dungeons and Dragons. There's like 574 people viewing. I really doubt anybody is gonna fucking come from Dungeons and Dragons. But sure, let's try it. Thelgar Iron Fist rolls D20, results in 17. With a roll of 17, Thelgar succeeds in swiftly taking down one of the guards. His invisibility breaks as he strikes, but his attack is swift and decisive, giving the other creatures little time to react. Alara Silver Moon cast a magic missile. The result is 13. With a roll of 13, successfully casts magic missile spell. It hits his second guard, dealing significant damage, but the creature remains standing, albeit injured and disoriented. Liana Swift Shadow! Natural 20! Hold on, we need like, hold on. We need like... Holy shit, that's really loud. Like, do I have air horns? What do we got? We got
You didn't know? Your ass better call somebody!
Natural 20. Liana masterfully executes. Masterfully executes her flanking maneuver. She intercepts a pair of creatures rushing from the woods, catching them by surprise and incapacitating them swiftly and quietly. Thorin Brightshield results as a 15. With a roll of 15, Thorin skillfully provides support to his companions. His healing and protective spells are on point, buffering his allies, preparing for any injuries that may come their way. Given these outcomes, the group has successfully taken down these creatures, severely injured another. Their swift actions giving them the upper hand and ensure the entrance to the hideout is now clear for them to enter. They've shown excellent teamwork, using their strengths to their advantage, getting them one step closer to their goal. Our champions enter the lair. What happens next? As the group enters the lair, the light from the entrance begins to fade, gradually giving way to the darkness. The interior is cold, damp, emanates a pungent odor, a blend of mold and rotting vegetation mixed with a metallic scent of blood. The walls are rough and wet, with the echoing drip of water can be heard in the distance. The passage is wide, gradually descends deeper into the cave. As their eyes adjust, they can see it split into several smaller tunnels. The group pauses, taking a moment to listen. From one of the tunnels, they hear the faint sound of something, a mix of low grunts and shuffling. It's difficult to tell exactly what it is or how far away. Thelgar Ironfist suggests they proceed with caution, keeping the guard up. He He volunteers to lead the group, given his dwarven heritage and familiarity with the cave systems. Alara Silvermoon casts light on a small stone, hands it up to Thelgar, providing a reliable light source that doesn't occupy his hands. When Liana Swiftshadow proposes, she takes up the rear guard, keeping her keen elven eyes peeled for any surprise attacks from behind. Thorn Brightshield agrees to maintain the center position, where they can easily reach any member of the group, providing healing and protective spells as necessary. With a plan in place, they proceed deeper into the hideout, hoping to find answers in their kidnapped friend, Gundren Rockseeker. They remain aware of the danger that could look around any corner. The group proceeds deeper into the moldy, bloody lair. What happens next? The group's cautious advance through the tunnel system is marked by silence, save for that distant drip of water echoing in the cave walls. Suddenly their progress is halted when Thelgar raises his hand, signaling the group to stop. He hears a faint rustling around, something like hushed whispers, coming from one of the branching tunnels. It's difficult to discern the language or the number of speakers, but there's definitely something or someone nearby. Leanna, with the King Elvis senses, stealthily approaches the tunnel opening, trying to get a better sense of the situation. She signals back, indicating the multiple presences. Likely same creatures they've encountered before. She also spots some dim flickering light at the end of the tunnel, hinting at a large chamber ahead. Alara suggests they could potentially surprise the creatures with a well-coordinated attack. She readies an Ice Storm spell, which could catch multiple targets in an area effect. Thelgar and Thorn concur with the plan, preparing a surprise attack on the creatures. Thelgar grips his great axe firmly, ready for the impeding clash, while Thorn prepares a shield of faith, bolster their defenses as they engage the enemy. The group now faces a strategic decision: launch a surprise attack, hoping to catch their adversaries off guard, or continue to explore the tunnels stealthily. The potential danger is clear, so is the opportunity to gain the upper hand. They know that at any choice they make could bring them one step closer or farther from finding Gundren. Alright, make the group decide on an appropriate action, roll, and play out the scenario. No! Cliffhanger, chat. And want to thank you all for tuning in on episode 1 of the I Have No Friends, so I'm playing Dungeons and Dragons with ChatGPT podcast.